Hello friends, it's been a minute. I have been traveling overseas, my first time in 3 years, and it was a great opportunity heading into this vacation to remember what I took on my last vacation, take some of the new stationery items I've acquired since the last time I traveled, and give them a bit of a test drive, see how they worked for me. I really wanted to focus in on analog rituals on my trip. For those of you who don't know, I attended my sister's wedding. It was a big event, quite a lot of things going on, lots of stimulation. It was at an all-inclusive resort, not typically where I would go to for vacation, but it was an interesting experience. It was really important for me on this trip, traveling with my family and the extended family and big Indian weddings. There's a lot going on, as I mentioned, that I bring with me items that would help me ground through analog rituals and through stationary rituals or stationary toolkits. Today we're going to take a look at what I brought with me on my carry-on, my analog toolkit, my stationary toolkit, and in this beauty of a bag, this is the Fjallraven 20, and this was my carry-on for the plane. Let's jump over to the desk. Never tried a shot like this. This bag is so big. Normally I have a bit more of a close-up shot. But here you go. This is the Fjallraven 20. I really like this bag. As you can see, it's very stuffed with all my travel items. I normally get larger sized bags, typically around a 25 liter to a 30 liter backpack. But I decided to go light. I wanted a small backpack, and it was great to stuff underneath the front seat in front of me at the airplane, just because then I could put my long legs and the feet in beside the bag and stretch a little bit. The reason I'd go with a larger backpack is if I was carrying more camera gear. On this specific trip that I went, I decided not to do that. I wanted to keep it simple and straight and just bring my analog activities in here, my analog items. So let's take this all apart and I'll show you what's in here. Right off the bat on the sides, got my sunglasses. Nothing fancy, these are prescription sunglasses. I wanted to have it on the ready just because I was going to Mexico, hot, sunny, definitely needed the glasses. My trusted Yeti water bottle. I think this is a 700 milliliter. Really useful in hot climates. I love this guy. It's a little beefy, but it's great. It's insulated, takes a beating. And my favorite part about this, let me just set this to the side for a second. About the Yeti is the chug cap. Wide mouth bottles are awesome because you can stuff ice in here, but then drinking from a wide mouth brim, you might spill a little bit of water on yourself. At least I will, because I'm inept that way. But having a chug cap, great addition. Really like it. Right in this front pocket, I've got my Field watercolor kit. This is by Winsor & Newton. This is filled with earth pastel colors. And as you can see, it's very clearly used. I always keep that in the front here because it can take a beating. It's nice hard shell plastic case, and it's a good small form factor. And inside the bag, let's take a quick look at this. In my pocket up here, I've got some emergency dry cologne. Never know when you need emergency dry cologne, especially in sweaty climates. My keys. This has a little flashlight on here, which I find is really useful. You can't bring knives or anything like that on planes, but you can bring in multi-tools like this. Great for opening bottles, prying things, cutting things open. And inside the bag, I've got 2 pockets on the Fjallraven. The front pocket and the main pocket. We're going to take all these items out and then I'll go into detail here. So inside the front pocket, got my trusted traveler's notebook. Can't go anywhere without this, especially when I'm traveling. I'll talk about the refills I have inside of this. I've got this amazing, recently acquired Popov case, leather case, which houses my felt tip pens, my glue, a little bit of whiteout, pencils, and my paintbrush to go with that watercolor kit. Love this guy. I think this is one of the best stationery items I've recently acquired. Rock solid, holds its shape, so beautiful. If you're interested in any of these items, by the way, feel free to check out the description link below. I'll have some affiliate links that you can take advantage of. Some pens. My Altoid kit. This has, again, some extra dry chlorine. I can just chuck that right out. Some extra meds here. I usually keep my meds in my DOP kit, but if I'm traveling out and about with my backpack, I've got some Tylenol, some Fisherman, some extra Lactate and Pepto-Bismol, a sewing kit, extra ink cartridge, lots of electrical tape, a couple of zip ties, just in case one needs any of these things. It's there, ready to go. The Altoids kit. One of my favorite things to travel with are these headphones, earbuds. These are the Jabra Elite Active Jabra Elite Active 8 Generation 2. They're the last of their generation, as Jabra is no longer making these, but excellent noise cancellation, decent enough for flights, and great for sports, very rugged, waterproof, dustproof, shockproof. These are bombastic. USB chargeable. You can also plug the USB-C into your screen on the plane and listen to the audio that way. Great purchase. One of my favorite digital items that I own here. This front pocket has extra meds, chapstick, just in case. That's really it for the front compartment. Oh, I lied. In here, my Lochby mini field journal. Love this guy. It's got my daily commonplace, just basically a jot book for anything and everything. My food journal, because I'm keeping track of all the items that I eat lately for health reasons, and a fitness journal so I can keep track of my workouts. In here I've got some workouts of the day ready to go, my vision board of the year ready to go, and some extra items just ready to go. It's kind of a nice travel thing. I find when I'm out and about, especially if I'm going to be doing any sort of hiking or excursions, this is the guy I will bring over the traveler's notebook, only because of the smaller form factor and the more rugged material. Leather's nice. When it gets wet, it's a little harder to work with. Canvas material, a lot more forgiving. Yes, I bring fountain pens when I'm traveling. On the plane, I keep the fountain pens all upright so that the air can escape and you don't get an inky explosion. My traveler's notebook, my trusted vanishing point, Lamy 2000, and this is a Kaweco Brass Sport. Beefy pens can take a lot of good abuse. In the main compartment over here, I've got my Lochby venture pouch. This is really nice. It's a rugged venture pouch. In this, the way I use it, are all my meds. I've got some ongoing health issues right now, so the meds are really important to bring. My inhalers, all the various medications. I like the Lochby venture pouch because it is distinct, keeps everything in place, and really good. Now on the back of the venture pouch, I don't have anything in here, but if I wanted to put extra items, like a little bit of Kleenex or something like that, I don't know, something like that, you could put that in here. This is such a versatile addition to my analog toolkit. I really am enjoying the venture pouch from Lochby, and it has taken quite the beating. Inside the main compartment, I've got a book, Path of Daggers by Robert Jordan in the Wheel of Time series. Love carrying physical books with me. I've got my Quattro pen pouch here from Lochby. Again, you'll notice the theme on Lochby products: good ruggedness, good traveling. This is how I carry my fountain pens. Keep them upright when I travel on the plane. It also has highlighters, an extra pen, ballpoint pen, and other items in here. You know what? I'm just going to pull this all out because we're basically done with the bag. There's this big compartment in here. I'm going to pull these 3 things out, set the bag aside, Great bag, by the way. I really love it. Continuing on with the Lochby theme. The A5 Field Journal. Now, Lochby recently released a zippered version of this. I can't wait to get my hands on it. I do not have the zippered version. I have the open style here. What did I use this for on my trip? It was basically carrying important documents in a larger format, but also my main journal. I've changed out the inserts here just because I'm back home now, but I actually had my composition notebook in here. And this is where I would just jot down some bigger ideas as I was brainstorming. I was there for my sister's wedding. I was helping with a few things, so I was jotting things down, but I also took the opportunity to journal in this. So this was my main notebook inside this guy. And then I also had my commonplace in here. For the pen, I had this gorgeous, stunning, recently acquired Baynou Rollerball pen. This is hand painted. This is the Capricorn. Gorgeous, gorgeous pen. Lots of comments on this guy. Versatile, it's not a fountain pen. It's nice, rollerball, but it writes so well. It's really nice in the hands. Great commentary from other friends and family who noticed that I was writing with this stationery pen. I just think it's so stunning. I'm gonna have to do a separate review dedicated to this pen. Inside the Lochby here, I had some extra stickers. I had some tabs for the books that I was reading, and commonplace, and then the main notebook that I had there, and then just some extra papers, wedding related, you know, the itinerary and things like that. This is the last of my Lochby items, and I have to say this one I'm disappointed in, only because it didn't last. I'm used to the Lochby products being very good and robust and can take a beating. This one I found curious. Here's the zipper that's supposed to zip it all together. Completely came undone. I don't have very large watches, but I needed a few watches just to bring to the wedding because I was going to be matching outfits. Big Indian wedding. If you've been to one, you know that there's a lot of color coordination, big colors that go on with that. I just had my standard watches, but I noticed right away, and this was my first time traveling with it. When I first got this watch wallet, I thought I was quite enamored. I was really happy with it, but traveling with this, these were actually the 3 watches I brought. It was very beefy, and the tolerances on this watch wallet made it very tight. I don't think I have very large watches. This is a 40 millimeter, this is a 40 millimeter, and a 40 millimeter, 42 actually. It's kind of standard size. Well, standard size maybe, 36, 38 maybe, but not very big watches. And you'll notice that this thing, because I can't zipper it up anymore, but even if I were to hold it tight, it warped like crazy. So it had very tight tolerances in it. And sadly, the zipper, as I said, came undone. And one of the watches slipped out as my wife was fiddling with it, helping me trying to put it all back together because she's a really good DIYer. But we didn't have the right tools. Anyhow, one of the watches flipped out and landed on the ground and shattered the crystal on it. Well, it didn't really shatter, but it scuffed it up pretty good. I'm going to have to go repair that. So I wasn't very happy with the watch wallet. I'm hoping Lochby releases a different version or an upgraded version of this, giving watch enthusiasts a lot more tolerance and give in the watch wallet itself. The last item in my analog toolkit is digital. This is a beautiful cover that was given to me by a friend. It holds my Kindle. Now, I prefer physical books. And like I said, I brought one with me. If I was sitting by the poolside or if I had any downtime, I would be gravitating towards this. But on the plane, or if I'm reading late at night and our kids are sleeping in the same room, I don't want to have all the lights on. This is where I find the Kindle really useful. What I love about the Kindle is also the fact that you can load it up with 100 books, or if not more, and you can read to your heart's content. I loaded some key ones that I wanted to read, and yes indeed, when I couldn't sleep late at night in our tiny hotel room with the 5 of us, I had my Kindle going. So I'm really glad I brought this. And there you have it, folks. That was everything I brought into my trip. Aside from the bag the watch wallet, lots of journaling items, stationary items here, and analog activities. I did use every single one of these items. I don't feel like I overpacked anything. It was the perfect amount within the bag. Now, if I wanted to bring my camera gear to record or anything like that, I probably would need a 30-liter bag. And I've got a different bag that I would use for that. It's called Wandered from Provoke, if I remember correctly. It's a nice 30-liter bag. Now, just to show you just a little bit of how some of my items came to work together. I'm not going to show names, just out of privacy's sake. This is the travel journal I brought with me on the trip, and I kept it in my traveler's notebook. I've got it out right now just because I'm working on it. It's an accordion fold, which is one of my favorite. It's an accordion fold, which is one of my favorite travel inserts for the traveler's notebook. And as you can see, I watercolored, I journaled, I used all the fountain pens. This is a work in progress. I started doing this on the trip. What I like to do is when I get back, print off some photos, stick that in there, and finish this all up. This gives you an idea of how I use the watercolors, how I use the glue sticks, and what I put in to my travel journals. I hope that gave you some ideas in terms of what you can bring for your stationary analog toolkit. I'm so glad I brought mine, because like I said, everything got used really well. I don't feel like I overpacked. Maybe it was too many items. Perhaps I could simplify, the traveler's notebook into just the Lochby mini field journal here, or not necessarily bring the A5 version. Given for what I was going for, which was a wedding, and the fact that I was emceeing and helping organize some of the events and things like that, it was really important for me to just walk around with this, for example, or this when I was doing field excursions, like heading out of the resort because I accidentally broke my tooth. Long story there. And then my travel journal for jotting down ideas, things, and obviously having the accordion fold in there. So every single one of these notebooks, stationary items, was used. Having the headphones was really nice when I needed some downtime. I wanted to listen to some quiet music because the music was blasting all the time, and it was a lot of heavy hip-hop and pop music, and I like a good classical album every now and then just to calm the nervous system down a little bit. If you like this video, please consider clicking on the like, subscribe buttons below, as well as buying me a coffee at the description below. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this was interesting or helpful, and feel free to let me know about that in the comment section below. Can't wait for my next trip. I've got a few ideas of what I might tweak here. At some point when I'm traveling again with all my camera gear, I'll show you what my backpack setup looks like, because it definitely will involve a little bit of sacrifice when it comes to which stationary items I bring. As I said, probably wouldn't bring this hefty one again, or if I ever do get my hands on the zippered version of the A5, I might find a way to combine a lot of my notebooks into one notebook cover. Take care, have a wonderful day, and bye for now.